At the time of making this video, Geometry Dash has existed for more than 8 years, and in that time the community has built over 70 million user levels. Some of those levels have made a much larger impact on the community than others, so today we're going over 10 levels that have changed Geometry Dash forever. Number 10, Retray. The level itself is very simplistic in design and gameplay, but part of what makes it game-changing is how incredibly popular and influential it is. Retray is the most liked level in all of Geometry Dash, and if you've ever played a Geometry Dash custom level, chances are you've played Retray. For many first-time players, Retray is the gateway between playing main levels and playing custom levels. It's a great level to give a first impression of the game, and for many people that's exactly what it is. Part of what makes it so appealing is that much easier than really any of the main levels, it shows off a decent amount of game modes and the basics of what you can do with them. It has a nice song and a distinctive look. Level Easy and many other heavily liked levels do not take this place because they're much more forgettable, and a lot of them are just remakes of RobTop levels. And had Retray not enticed me, I don't know if I would be playing Geometry Dash today. Alright, number 9, Lonely Travel. Lonely Travel started the travel levels trend, which has had a very large impact on the community and is still being continued to this day. And this level, also as well as Tetrix to an extent, kind of changed the idea of how long you can make a good level, as well as the atmosphere a level could have. Instead of going for a short, super intense level, this level goes for more of a laid-back journey feel. Lonely Travel is almost 6 minutes in length, and it has over 30,000 objects. So in some way, it kind of pushed the limits for what you could do there. It is the longest rated 2.0 level out there, and was only beaten by Jonathan GD's Dark Travel in 2.1. Number 8, Serious. These days you can see boss fight levels absolutely everywhere, but that wasn't always the case. Before 2.0, there weren't any move triggers, so it was virtually impossible to make a boss fight as we think of them. This changed when 2.0 came out because Funny Game released Serious, which was one of the first levels to turn Geometry Dash gameplay into an actual boss fight. In this level, we have to dodge obstacles sent by a boss to defeat it and ultimately beat the level. And people really like this idea. This level caused a carried out chain reaction that some capacity still continues to this day. At the time it was released, it was considered one of the best levels in the entire game. And not only this, but it also did some kind of influential stuff with parallax effect, which was kind of new at the time. Alright, number 7, 9 Circles. 9 Circles is one of the most downloaded levels in the entire game. But what made this level exceptional is the epileptic wave part. The 1.9 update added the wave game mode, and people weren't really sure what to make of it or really what to do with it. 9 Circles was one of the first levels to do something unique with it, and this helped to make the wave game mode what it is today. This level inspired a crazy amount of remakes, as well as many #1 extreme demons that topped the charts. 9 Circles levels used to be a formula of cube, then ship, then ball, but people started to change it up more and more as time went on, adding their own twists. And even to this day, the levels continually rebirth, with the only thing really making a 9 Circles level a 9 Circles level is a really flashy wave part. Alright, number 6, Cataclysm. When this level was first released, it was not just a super hard level, but was also a super well decorated level. It's widely considered to be one of the best levels of 1.9. Later led to the rise of Extreme Demons' influence on the community. It gave a feel for what Extreme Demons should look and play like. A large amount of Extreme Demons these days are either based off of remakes of this level or remakes of this level, especially with the hell style decoration and straight fly gameplay, and help to increase the influence of Extreme Demons on the community. And even though Bloodbath and a lot of other levels have gained much more popularity than Cataclysm, Cataclysm is still the initial inspiration for many of those levels, and Cataclysm's influence spread through these remakes. Alright, number 5, Autoplay area. Few Geometry Dash levels have influence on the mechanics of the game itself, but that's exactly what this level did. Because it was made in the 1.1 era, Jax was very early to Geometry Dash. At first glance, this level looked, like a modern, recent level, but back in its time, it was one of the better levels out there. It was the first level to kind of play with the idea of a level playing itself. After seeing it, RobTop felt the need to make a new difficulty, and named it after the level. And as of today, there are 298 rated auto levels, all started by this level. In some capacity, these levels are heavily influenced by Jax's original level. If not directly by the level itself, then the level's inspired by it. Alright, number 4, Funny Game Holiday. Funny Game made a ton of incredibly influential levels, but this one is arguably the most influential. This was the first effect level ever. Today, there are a ton of cool levels out there that utilize a ton of effects, but in the 1.7 era, the mechanics of Geometry Dash was very limited. Like, for instance, there was only a single color channel back then. But despite this, Funny Game found a way to make these very basic effects, such as this equalizer. Although it's kind of boring compared to the incredible levels of today, At the time, it was one of the best out there. And after this first effect level, he expanded it later on with Revolution. And this expansion and effect usage, all stemming from Funny Game Holiday, later evolved into levels like 9 Circles, Sir Punch's levels, and other effect creators. It was also featured in the Warp Pack, so that's pretty cool. Number 3, Velocismo. This was the first collaboration level, and even features many names that are still playing the game to this day, such as Viprin and Aeon Air. This level itself is not that exceptional, even during its time, but what made it special is that it was the first collaboration level, and made a huge impact on the Geometry Dash community. This was the level that really kickstarted the use of collaboration to make levels, eventually leading to things like Flap, Trip, and the Sonic series, which are all mega collabs. It was built mainly in the 1.6 era, but was only posted in the 1.7. Collaborations are very common now, and this was the first known level to start that trend. Alright, number 2, Demon Park. Whenever someone says something is demon difficulty, in some capacity they are referencing Demon Park. Demon Park was the first demon level. At the time, it was considered notoriously difficult, so much so that RobTop felt the need to make a difficulty categorization above insane. And also to give perspective of how difficulty was different back then, Jumper was considered insane. At the time of its creation, it was one of the hardest levels, and now it's an easy demon, so the difficulty scale was very different from how it is now. Having this difficulty level above insane later opened the door to harder and harder levels being present within the community, eventually culminating with today's extreme demon. And as of the time of making this video, its effects are felt in the 3,906 demons inside the game. Alright, number 1, Gravity Field and Wave Wave. I decided to put 2 levels here because they both have pretty much the same story and pretty much the same impact. These 2 levels did not just affect stylistic choices, create a level trend, or even inspire a new difficulty. The impact of these 2 levels seep into the code of the game itself. These levels inspired RobTop to make the UFO game mode and the Wave game mode. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you've played the UFO and or Wave game mode at least once. It's almost impossible to play Geometry Dash and not interact with something influenced by these 2 levels. So those were 10 levels that changed Geometry Dash forever. See ya.